My favorite time of the year is finally here. We're in fall! With spooky season here, it also means that I'm bringing back my scary stories. And if you don't know me, hey, it's your girl Mel. I post between traveling, beauty, story times, really anything that kind of pops in my head. And if you know me personally, you would know that I love, just absolutely love spooky season, and I have a bunch of scary stories to tell you. I don't know why I attract a lot of spooky so yeah. So by the title of the video, you would most likely know what this is gonna be all about. And yeah, it's all about my Ouija board experience. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you would probably know what a Ouija board is. But just in case some of you don't know, and I'm just gonna put here the time of when the story begins so you can just skip ahead. So the Ouija board is basically a method of conjuring spirits. It's a board with letters and a planchette, and it basically allows you to communicate with the other side. So this story takes place in 2020. At that time I was working in a clothing store in downtown Montreal, what's known to be the underground city. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically 4 malls that are connected through underground tunnels. And the store that I worked in was located in the very last one. And basically there's like not a lot of traffic over there, so yeah. And fun fact, that place used to be a hotel back in the day, so it's actually very, very old. And also there was always like rumors of it being very haunted, so everybody who worked there had strange experiences that they couldn't explain. So one of the spirits that we would often talk about was of a woman that would go up and down the staircase. Basically the store where I worked had 2 levels, and yeah, so we would hear the ghost just going up and down, and it sounded like high heels, just like doop, 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 doop. And other times people swore that they saw a shadow figure from the balcony. So it had like an indoor balcony type area, and we would see this like shadow figure appear and kind of go away. A lot of people thought that somebody was upstairs, so we would like run up thinking that it was a client that we just didn't see. And once you get upstairs, there's literally nobody there. Okay, so everything happened on Saturday. Okay, it was a Saturday. I was working with 2 other girls, and we were talking and laughing about Rory, which is the ghost that I named after the ghost in The Conjuring. So yeah, so the ghost kept playing tricks on us, and eventually we kind of joked around about maybe doing a little seance, but I, being the person that I am, I took it seriously. So during my break, I went downstairs and I purchased a Ouija board. I came back with one and showed it to the girls, and we all agreed that day we were gonna play the Ouija board after work. We even picked a location. We decided to do it in this creepy ass bathroom that was covered in mirrors. So all the walls were all mirrors, and we decided that that was going to be the best place to play the Ouija board. So after our shift, we went to the bathroom and we sat on the floor. We started playing the Ouija board. You know, like, we started asking questions, the same thing that you would see in all the movies. Nothing happened, so eventually we just gave up on the idea. And so I thought that, you know, it doesn't work, and I was like, whatever, just getting back to my normal life. I'm just gonna bring the Ouija board home and that's it, right? I was so wrong. I was so wrong. So at that time, I lived in this small bachelor apartment with my ex-boyfriend and our dog. So I brought the board back, right? And I took it, put it in the bag, and I just left it on the top shelf of my closet. I went to bed and thought literally nothing of it. But then the next morning, I woke up and guess what was next to my head? The board. The board was right next to my head. It got out of the closet and was right next to me. And I know what you're thinking. So it was probably like your boyfriend at the time that put it right next to your head as a prank, right? That's what I thought. That's actually what I thought at first. But when I asked him, he actually swore that he wasn't touching it, and he actually told me that it freaked him out enough for him to just like not touch it at all. I kind of felt uneasy about that because I was like, yeah, I believe him. He's not moving the board, so who is? But the thing is that it kept happening, like every single time, like every time that I would go to work, come back home, it would be somewhere else. I would wake up in the morning, it would be somewhere else. Mind you, he worked nights, so I would be alone most of the time. So that was just like terrifying. Once I actually found the board in the middle of the room, and I noticed that my puppy actually bit through like the corner of the box. And when I looked closer, the part that he chewed revealed that this is kind of creepy, placement of the no. So I could only see no. So at that point, it really freaked me out, and that was like the last straw. I decided to hide the Ouija board in the bottom drawer of my dresser. That night, everything got worse. I was trying to fall asleep, and my puppy started acting strange, but like really strange. At first, he started whining, and then it kind of progressively got to growling, and then he started hiding behind me as if he was trying to hide from something, and he was kind of like looking at the corner of my bed and then hiding behind me. So that right there, the puppy was seeing something, like for sure. He was seeing something, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Then I heard it, you know, the sound of the planchette moving. Yeah, I heard that. It was coming from the drawer. My dog that was hiding behind me suddenly moved away and went in front of the dresser and started growling at that bottom drawer. And I took my puppy and I just ran outside of the house, and I sat in the staircase for like a solid like 4 hours. I cannot explain to you, like I still have goosebumps just like thinking about it. It was just the most terrifying thing ever. So a lot more happened throughout the months that we lived there, but you know, there's not much of a conclusion since we actually ended up moving like maybe 2 or 3 months later, and I disposed of the board. Not in a good way, now I know, but I disposed of the board. As for the store, in fact, some people say that it got worse after that. So that, my friends, is another story for another time. So that's my first and last terrifying experience with the Ouija board. Now what I want to know, have you ever played with one? Did you ever summon something that you shouldn't have? Share your stories in the comments below. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say, and I also love scary, spooky stories during this time of the year, so perfect. And with that, this kicks off episode 1 of the spooky series. Now, I don't really know what I'm gonna call it, but yeah, if you have any ideas, leave them also below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more creepy vibes, and see you in my next one. Bye guys.